You've probably heard people throw around words like REST, GraphQL, and SOAP, and honestly, it sounds like alphabet soup. But here's the secret. These aren't scary new things. They're just different styles of ordering the same meal. And once you see them as a restaurant, it all clicks. Welcome back to ShadhinPath. This is episode 8 of our beginner API course, where we learn APIs one clear step at a time. Today, the different types of APIs. In plain English. First, let's clear up one thing. Every API does the same basic job. You make a request, you get a response. We learned that back in episode 2. So what's different between the types? Just the style, how you order, and how the food comes back. There are 4 you'll actually hear about, and I'll give each one a simple real-life picture. Let's start with the most popular by far, REST. Imagine walking into a restaurant with a fixed menu. Item number 1. Item number 2, item number 3. Each dish has its own spot, and you order by pointing to it. That's REST. Remember our endpoints from episode 4, like /users or /products? Those are exactly like menu items. You pick one, you use a simple action like get or post, and the kitchen sends your food back, usually as JSON. Why is REST everywhere? Because it's simple, and it uses the normal building blocks of the web you already know. Web addresses, the 4 methods, and JSON. Nothing fancy. If you followed this course so far, congratulations, you already understand REST. That's why we taught it first. Here's how common it is. When you use a weather app, log in with Google, or load an online store, we're almost certainly talking to a REST API. Easily 8 or 9 out of every 10 APIs you'll meet are REST. So if you only master one style, master this one. But REST isn't perfect for everything. Sometimes the fixed menu gives you too much food, or not enough, and you wish you could just tell the kitchen exactly what you want. That's where our next style comes in. In the next part, I'll show you GraphQL, the build-your-own-plate option, and SOAP, the old formal way that big companies still use. So REST is the fixed menu. It's great, but it has 2 small problems. Sometimes you ask for one dish, and the kitchen also piles on side dishes you didn't want. That's called overfetching, too much data. Other times, one dish isn't enough, so you have to place 3 separate orders just to get a full meal. That's underfetching, too many trips. Now meet the style that fixes both. GraphQL. GraphQL is like walking up to the counter and saying, build me a plate with exactly this, this, and this. Nothing more, nothing less. You describe precisely what you want, and in one single trip, you get back exactly that. No wasted food, no extra trips. Here's a real example. Picture a profile screen that needs a user's name, their photo, and their last 3 posts. With REST, that might be 3 separate requests to 3 menu items. With GraphQL, it's one request where you simply list the fields you want. Name, photo, posts, and it all comes back together. Perfectly trimmed. That's why apps with lots of data like Facebook, who actually invented GraphQL, love it. It saves trips and saves data. The trade-off? GraphQL is a bit more work to set up, and it's a little harder for a total beginner. So most people still start with REST and reach for GraphQL when an app gets big and data-heavy. Now let's meet the oldest one in the room, SOAP. SOAP is the formal, old-school way. Think of it like filling out an official government form. There's a strict format, every field is required, and there are lots of rules you can't break. It's heavy, it's wordy, and instead of friendly JSON, it wraps everything in a strict structure called XML, which looks a lot more cluttered. So why does it still exist? Because banks, insurance companies, and old enterprise systems built everything on SOAP years ago, and that stuff is rock solid and secure. As a beginner, you almost certainly won't start a new project in SOAP, but if you join a big bank or a large old company, don't be surprised to see it. Just know what it is, and you won't panic. So quick check-in, REST is the fixed menu, GraphQL is the build-your-own-plate, SOAP is the formal, old paperwork. In the final part, I'll show you one completely different style, WebSocket, for when you need things to happen live in real time, plus how to pick the right one. So far, every style we've seen works the same basic way. You ask, you get an answer, and the conversation ends. It's like sending a letter. You mail your request, you wait, the reply comes back, done. But what if you need things to happen live, the moment they happen? That's where our last style comes in, WebSocket. A WebSocket is like a phone call instead of a letter. Once the line is open, it stays open. Both sides can talk anytime, instantly, without hanging up and redialing. This server can suddenly say, "Hey, new message," without you asking first. And you use this every single day. When a chat message pops up the instant your friend sends it, that's a WebSocket. Live sports scores updating on their own. A notification appearing. Two people typing in the same document. A live ride tracking map. All of that needs an open phone line, because waiting and re-asking every second would be slow and clumsy. So whenever something feels truly live and instant, think WebSocket. Now, the part you actually care about, how do you pick? Here's the simple cheat sheet. For almost any normal app or website, start with REST. It's the default, and it's what you already know. If your app is big and data-heavy, and you want exactly the right data in one trip, reach for GraphQL. If you're working inside an old bank or a giant enterprise system, you'll likely meet SOAP. And if you need things to update live and instantly, like chat or notifications, that's WebSocket. Notice the theme here. There's no single best API type. Each one is just a tool for a different job. A good developer picks the right tool for the situation. And now, so can you. So let's lock in today's lesson. Every API does the same job, request and response, but in different styles. REST is the fixed menu and your default. GraphQL is the build your own plate for exactly the data you need. SOAP is the formal old paperwork big companies still use. And WebSocket is the open phone line for anything live. In the next episode, we finally stop talking and start doing. You'll use a real live API yourself, step by step, and see actual data come back. It's the fun one. If this made API types finally make sense, please subscribe to ShadhinPath so you don't miss it. And tell me in the comments, which type surprised you the most? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.